Before we get into the video, I keep forgetting to cross-promote things, but I have a vlog channel if you didn't know, and I'm going to be vlogging our Disney trip very, very soon. I do a vlog at least once, sometimes twice a week, of my just really boring, mundane life, but it is going to get more exciting because we're going to go on holiday, and we're taking my dad to Disney World for the first time in 20 years, so yeah, go and check that out. And now for the video. And you know you've committed a crime, but you can't remember what that crime is yet. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a faves and fails. Remember those? Well, I had some fails recently and I thought it's worth talking about them. I also have some non-beauty favourites. Should we start with them? Should we get them out of the way? Should we leave them until the end? Let's start with the beauty stuff because that's probably what you're here for. Then we'll move on to the fails and we will conclude with the kind of lifestyle faves. Some like drinks, some foodie things, and something I'm reading, because I read now. Right, let's kick off with, let's use that as the transition into the fails. Let's kick off with this. So I think in the timeline of videos that you've seen, you will have seen my PR haul already, and I mentioned, there's a couple of things from the PR haul actually in this video, but I actually filmed that fairly in advance. So like, I've had these products for a few weeks to play with. It's not an instant guttural feeling, but the Ultra Body Mega Moisture Squalene Cream, I'm going to buy this again. Already, I can tell you, I've used this multiple times. I've barely used any of it. Literally, to do almost my whole body, I'm like, that much product, it spreads. I mean, I like to do it straight out of the bath when my skin is kind of still damp and warm. But this is so much product. I could do all my legs and my arms, maybe not my whole body, but they're kind of the places that I moisturise with that amount of product. That's going to last so long. And I felt so, like, you know that feeling when you've just shaved your legs and you want to keep that feeling for as long as you possibly can. I always moisturise as quickly as possible to kind of lock that hydration in and give me that kind of like plump, really smooth shaved leg feeling for as long as possible. This is next level. So like last time I was talking about, in my empties, I was talking about that one from Sol de Janeiro. I was going to say Rio de Janeiro. From Sol de Janeiro, and how the scent of that is like everything. And the actual product itself, I'm like, I don't know. This is amazing. There's no scent at all. Absolutely no scent, but the product itself is amazing. 100%. It was sent to me, but I am going to buy this again when I run out. Absolutely. It is the best body moisturizer I've ever used in my life. To go completely on the other side of the spectrum, Sudocrem. And it's a little teeny baby one for pounds, for just mere pounds. This has been my go-to night treatment recently. I know. I have many expensive facial treatments at my disposal, even things that have been sent to me recently. We talked about the vitamin C one and I've been playing around with it, but honestly, I don't like kind of flakes on my skin a little bit. The other day I was wearing it and I put makeup on over the top and we were outside and Lee said, your face is orange. And I was like, what do you mean? And I think it had kind of, what's the word? You know, when it like develops and it goes like an orangey colour. It'll come to me tomorrow. But yeah, that's not something you can wear in the day, and I don't necessarily love the feeling of it at night. I'm forcing myself to use it because I just need to know, is it going to be life-changing in that 3 months? But so far, I feel like it's going to be coming to a disappointing product near you soon. Whereas this has been absolutely incredible. I've been weirdly breaking out like around here a lot. Like I've had 3 spots on 3 consecutive weeks in a triangle, 3 separate spots in the same area. What's that all about? What does that mean? Because like hormonal, I get it, but what's this area on the face map chart? I don't know what that is, but I was very confused. I think maybe it's something to do with the makeup that I'm wearing, but I don't know why here specifically. It's very strange. So I've been getting them there, I've been getting them on my chin at normal, and then like down here, and then I got on my forehead. I do think it's because I've been wearing more makeup and powder, but I have tried so many different spot treatments, and Sudocrem, I always come back to it, always. And I convince myself in the meantime, like, oh, I've tried this thing and it's really, really nice. But no, I use this overnight and they just disappear. It's magical. possibly not for everyone, but it's magical for me. I am going to talk about something disappointing in that department as well. The other thing, we're almost to the end of the actual favourite, the beauty favourites, that I've been using tons recently. Do you know what? That is poor. You can see here the packaging, the thing. Isn't that? Oh look, I've still got paint on my nails. I just had my nails done, and then I painted many places in the house, but some like gloss or satin paint. So it's going to take some picking off. Anyway, this, how terrible is that? I feel like this should be like embedded. It shouldn't be printed. This should be like not able to rub off at the price that this is. So this is the Hourglass. I can't remember what it was called. It just tells me that the shade is Crave. Glossy something. Glossy Balm something. I'm not wearing it today. I'm actually wearing a lip liner called Peekaboo Neutral from NYX. And I've got the extra lip tint from Bobbi Brown over the top of it. But I'll just put this on so you can see. To be fair, it's not a million miles away. But this is glossier. So this is that thing that last year did the rounds and everyone was going crazy for it. And I was excited. And I bought this and I bought a couple of the dupes to compare them. They were very similar, but the feel of this on your lips is superior. The way it wears is nicer. I found that the other ones were like a thicker, gloopier texture. Which, don't get me wrong, this has to be gloopy in some way because it's giving you that shine from a lipstick, but you can see it's smooth, it's comfortable. I don't know, I just recognised when I was going through my declutter phase, I recognised that I had some really nice products like this that I was intentionally not using because I don't want to use up things that are nice. It doesn't make any sense at all, and so I'm pushing myself to use the special things this year because I'm not buying myself new special things. I'm very specifically on a beauty no-buy this year with some pretty strict rules. So I'm not bringing in a lot of new things unless they're coming in PR. And so the things that I did spend, like that was expensive for a lip product. And because of the nature of it, it's not going to last forever. I mean, all lip products, but that particularly because it's that kind of soft, glossy type of thing. I want to use that up. And so I've been using it tons and I really, really love it. I love it. That is going to end up being one of my most worn and like best value cost per wear because I have bought so many things that have been expensive lip products in the past. I've used them and either lost them or they've lived in a handbag and I forget that I've got it. I am forcing myself to remember to use them now, and that has been my lip product of the month by far. It also looks so nice on camera. Like when I've been streaming and filming gaming videos, I feel like it feels very hydrating on my lips, but it looks nice on camera. Not that that's important to everyone, but maybe for photos and stuff. You know, everyone's filming themselves these days. Right, this is my segue into the not so greats. Optrex Moisturising Eye Drops. These are still the winners for me. These are still my absolute favourites. When I talk about these, lots of people have said, no, you need these. These are the Hycosan. I actually did get the Hycosan Extra just because I have to double down on anything. But everyone was just like, Hycosan, these are the ones that you want. For a few different reasons. So let's see on the back of this. How long does this say? Oh, this says use within 90 days of opening. Whereas this is 6 months after first opening. This is pretty smart though. At the back, it says first used on, so you can write on it when you first use it to make sure you get it used. I am not going to have a problem using eye drops. I'm going through like a bottle a week. It's not great. It's not great. And I know that some of you have said it causes more of a problem because it dries your eyes out more. I don't know what else to do. I think I'm going to have to make an actual optician's appointment because it's becoming like a real problem, like this all the time. It's becoming a real problem. I have a feeling when we go to Florida, it's going to go away because when I was in Hong Kong, it went away. And I don't know if it's like the humidity, the heat. I don't know. Because I know that like heated eye masks help, but I can't be wearing a heated eye mask in the day. Like I have to see, I have to do things. I wear them sometimes at night, but those benefits don't seem to transfer to the next day. So this is still my favourite. The Optrex Moisturising Eye Drops still give me the most soothing feeling straight out of the gate. Also, I think they're preservative free. Let me just check. Are they? I'm sure I just saw something. No, I think I just made that up. I'll Google it. However, I have had certain drops that have burned my eyes straight away, and a couple of you have said that that might be the preservatives and that I may be sensitive to them. Because, I mean, I've been speaking about this for so long, I've had like multiple conversations and comment sections, but the overall information I've had has been, don't get supermarket eye drops because they've all got preservatives, which isn't true. Some of them don't. Some of them specifically are preservative free. If they sting your eyes, don't use them. I know that sounds stupid, but I just assumed it was me rather than the product. Maybe it is just that I'm more sensitive to it. That's been frustrating. There's only been a couple really that were unusable for me. These are thicker. They're like a gel. I also don't like the way that they apply. I find I'm much more likely to poke myself in the eye than just squeezing this. And I have no problem like touching my eye or anything. It's just this is unwieldy for me. Whereas the bottle I prefer. And I don't find that these soothe my eyes for any longer, because initially I was like, well, okay, maybe it's because they're a gel, they're thicker, they're going to coat my eyes. I don't find that at all. So these are more expensive. I don't get my same like relief that I get from normal eye drops, and I still have to use them again within like half an hour. So I'm going back to the Optrex. I will take suggestions, but I think I'm going to make an optician's appointment. Right, we talked way too much about eye drops. Let's move into the disappointing makeup products. Remember, we have more favourites at the end. So these Pixi, are they called Tint Fix? Satin lip tint. I mentioned these. These are so terrible. I swatched them all for you in that PR haul, but I wanted to mention them again in case you didn't see that video. These are so terrible. And in that haul, I did Google them to see how I was supposed to be using them, because I thought maybe it's my fault. And these have been out in the States for about a year. I don't know whether or not they did well in America, and they thought, let's bring them to England. Everyone will love them. Or if they were so bad, they couldn't sell them and they're just trying to offload them onto us. But they are so bad. They're like streaky and horrible. They're a weird texture. These are primarily for lips, and they are so uncomfortable on the lips. I don't get it. Again, these products were sent to me, but case in point, my opinion is not bought by free products, because these are not good. I'm just telling you, do not buy them. I cannot imagine anyone thinking they're good. Unless you have like perfect skin, perfectly hydrated skin, no dryness at all. Maybe, but even then I just think they're really uncomfortable. Same, I'll just whiz through this in case you've heard me talk about this. The Lash Idole Flutter extension from Lancome. I knew I wasn't going to like this. I mentioned in that PR haul that I didn't like the packaging. I felt like it was cheap. In hindsight, it's probably no worse than the regular Lash Idole that I like, but it just, I don't know, is it just me? I feel like this looks like a cheap molded packaging. It's light. There's nothing about it that feels like luxury, and this is a luxury brand. And then on top of that, I mean, everything while I'm opening it, there's no weight to the product. Then the brush is so not my kind of brush, but I used it today and was vindicated. I absolutely 100% do not like this. It's not for me. It might be for you. This is very specific to the person, mascara ones. However, what I might do is, once I'm finished with my regular Lash Idole, I might just put that brush in this formula, because I think it's probably the same thing. I think it's probably exactly the same formula with a different brush. So just to get something out of it, that's what I might end up doing. But it is as disappointing as I thought it was going to be. Something that was a surprising fail was these, the Starface patches. I raved about these when I did a little haul, and I told you I had this little, although I don't think I had this in the video. This is super cute, to be fair. And I use this for any spot patches that I've got. So when you open it up, it's got a little mirror, really handy. And then inside you've got your little star spot patches. So you like peel one off, put it on the spot, and it's supposed to help to heal. And then when I get regular spot patches, I just chop them up and put them inside. Just so it's like a very easy to find, and again, weighty. There's something about it. It can't just be me that it feels like a Polly Pocket. I love it. This as a little case for something is cute in and of itself. But the star patches, when I used them, I was so disappointed. I used maybe 3 in a 24-hour period, and I didn't feel like they did anything. And I used them on both spots that hadn't come to the surface yet, and whiteheads, because some spot patches don't work for both. Some of them have got like those little needly things, not needles, but they're like little micro darts that kind of break through the skin surface, whereas some just heal the surface. So if you've got a whitehead, it'll be good for that. So I did bear that in mind. I couldn't remember whether or not I had luck with these in the past, only with like eruptions, but I didn't get anything good from them at all. So I just wanted to put it out there. I wouldn't buy these again. I was really disappointed by them. Still, my very favourite ones were the Pixi salicylic acid ones. Although, since I've gone back to my Sudocrem because these weren't working, I don't think I'll buy them at all, to be honest. The only time the spot patch is really useful is if you've got to go out, because you can put makeup over the top of them. You know, if you had like a really big one, and you can't, first of all, you don't want to put makeup on it because you don't want to make it worse. Second of all, it's going to get worse as the day progresses if it's got makeup on top, and you can't control what people are seeing. I'm so paranoid when I've got a spot on my face. I'm like looking at someone, and the whole time they're talking, I'm like, oh my God, I bet it's enormous. I bet it's all they can see. And if their eyes dart around my face, I'm like, please don't look at my spot on my chin. It's very distracting for me in my own head. And so the only time a spot patch is good is when you get a clear one and you put it on there and you just do your makeup over the top. Yes, you can still see it. It's not invisible, but it is less of an eyesore in my mind than a regular spot would be. And it also protects it from the makeup. So it's kind of like healing. So at the end of the day, when you take your makeup off, take the spot patch off, if anything, it should be doing better than it was in the morning. That's really the only time that it's like, that's super, super useful. The rest of the time, Sudocrem. Speaking of things that were sent to me that I was disappointed by, this Nip and Fab Replenish Peptide Fix Melting Jelly Cleanser. I've been trying to use things up before I repurchase things, and I went back to this recently, probably have about half left. And I don't know, when I first was using this, I quite liked it. I liked the texture of it. I'll show you. The texture is nice. It's like quite unusual. It does feel like a gel. And it's nice. It's like it's quite thick. It's like a viscose. It's a nice kind of, somewhere between a gel and an oil. That's what it feels like. It feels like you could really work it into your skin. And it does work really well in terms of removing your makeup. It like breaks down the makeup. I mean, my skin feels really clean after using it. I don't feel like there's any residue at all. The problem I have with this is my eyes sting so badly, and they don't tend to. It's not a problem I have with a lot of cleansers, but when I do, I know I have to mention it, because I don't have sensitive eyes. I know everything that I've told you at the beginning of this leads you to believe that that's not true, but I don't have sensitive eyes at all. And so if something stings my eyes, I want to tell you. And I also tastes bad, but I know that is a stupid complaint, because you shouldn't be tasting your cleanser. But something you're putting on your face, on your mouth, you don't need to taste bad. You don't need to taste good, but like really doesn't taste good. Like if you accidentally get some in your mouth, you're like, oh, it's terrible. It's very chemically tasting. But the stinging in the eyes, I can't look past it, because for the chances that I'm wearing makeup and not eye makeup, although that has been happening recently, but the chances that I'm wearing makeup and not eye makeup are less. So I do need something that does all of it. I don't want to have to use a separate eye makeup remover, right? I do have a little, I was talking in another video about, you know, these hair turbans. I don't know where this is from. Oh, this was one from Bliss. This was so bad. I think I got this from TK Maxx. And this was not a cheap one. These were so bad. It was a pack of 2. And these, I just am so picky about hair turbans, but like this kind of fleecy material is horrible. Does not absorb. And then it like holds this smell. It's horrible. The very best ones are from this brand, which is, I'm going to say Aquis, from this brand. But I am considering purchasing one from Soap and Glory. The first one I ever had was from Soap and Glory. It's like a microfiber hair turban, and it was magical. I used to, back in the day, like if it looks exactly the same as it did, it's going to take me right back, because back in early YouTube days, I used to wear that a lot. But yeah, I didn't like that cleanser. Not a fan, and not a cheap brand either. Right, I think that might be it for disappointing products. It is! Now we're on to the lifestyle. So I suppose this could be classed as, we could put this within the beauty, but I've held off. This is magical. I got this from Primark. It does have hair in it, but there's only so much I can do. I think I'm going to buy some more of these, and I'm going to get one for my mum. But you can get wooden ones on Amazon that seem to be the same. So I'll link those for you below, because obviously I can't link to Amazon, but I've been specifically looking at where I can get them to buy more of them, because Milo loves this, just like as the feeling on his hair. He's also itchy like I am, and I have a feeling my mum will love this, because my mum's always said to me, before you wash your hair, brush your hair. Like, really give it a vigorous brush from your scalp, because it shifts all of the grease and the grime, and it makes it so that your hair will be cleaner for longer. And my mum's someone who washes her hair every single day. She's just like has to have a shower and wash her hair every morning. Whereas I'm like, wash my hair every few days, have a bath at night. We're very different people. But when I first used this, I thought, this is exactly what my mum was talking about. I can't do the scalp brushes, you know, those like rubber ones with the big teeth. I've never really liked that, because you kind of have to do this with it, and then I feel like I'm just tangling up my hair in the shower or the bath. It's just not working for me. Whereas this, you like brush through your hair. So like you can use it as a hairbrush, and you can use it to, like at the moment, as I'm doing it, it's scraping my scalp and it feels amazing. You know those things from like the 90s, the early 2000s, that there were those things and you like put it on top of your head and it did that? It feels like that, but lots. Oh, it feels so good. And then I am also a super itchy person, and especially when I've got gel nails on, my nails aren't really, they're like too thick to scratch myself with. This is actually magical. So all round, I would recommend this as a concept. This one's from Primark, but I know you can get them from elsewhere. I'm probably going to make my hair super greasy now from doing that, and also like running cleanser through my hair. But hey ho, this was day one hair. Why must I? I have two drinks that I want to talk about. One is what I'm drinking right now. It's the tropical Fanta. I don't remember what it's called. Something on pineapple. Apparently it's just Lilt rebranded as Fanta. I love Lilt, but it's one of those things that I only ever bought in the summer, and then I would forget, and then like I'd buy one bottle a year and be like, oh, I love Lilt, why do I never buy it? Honestly, it is so delicious. And I wanted to talk about it because maybe people, I didn't know, someone told me on a vlog that it was just rebranded Lilt. So if you see it, the Fanta, tropical, pineapple, whatever it is called, it's Lilt, and it's amazing. Another drink that I want to recommend is Corona Zero. This and Lucky Strike are the very best alcohol-free beers. I stopped drinking middle of December. Honestly, I thought it was going to be harder than it has been. It's, what is it? Very almost May. My thinking, in the back of my mind when I stopped, I thought the thing that's going to be really hard is when we go to Disney. There were certain times, you know, like a beer, you get like a big tankard of beer as well. A beer when we have dinner, or, I mean, it's always a beer. Or a margarita. I am going to miss that. I am going to miss that. Or like a beer while you watch the Epcot fireworks. It's just a beer. It's always like, oh, I'll miss a cold beer when. But I won't miss the incredible anxiety that I felt immediately after. Like, I'd got to the point where I almost started to get that anxiety the evening of the drinking. And then sometimes I would get it in advance. So if I knew I was going out on a Saturday night and I was going to have a drink, I was pre-anxious, because I knew for the week or so afterwards I would have this feeling. And I've described it before, but for those of you who haven't heard me talk about it, I would describe the level of anxiety that I experienced to be, you wake up in the morning and you know you've committed a crime, but you can't remember what that crime is yet. It's like you don't remember where the body is buried, but you know you've murdered someone. That's the feeling. That's the like pit of despair of, I can remember every moment of the evening. I could have been with my best friends no one was upset with me. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't embarrass myself. And I have this extreme shame that I feel after drinking. There's a lot of alcoholism in my family, and I don't know whether or not part of it is exacerbated by that, because I do feel shame for drinking because I associate it with something that you should be able to control, and why are you doing this thing? I think that like does feed into it. But overall, I have just kind of made a decision to stop completely and never really looked back. And one of the things that has helped me to do that is this genuinely, like, I can drink this and I don't even know the difference between this and regular beer. Like I if you gave me a proper Corona, I don't know if I would know the difference anymore. But then it's also been like nearly 6 months, so maybe I just can't remember. Like, I'm sure taste tests side by side, but I some aren't good, and this is really, really good. And Lucky Strike, Lucky, is it called Lucky? No, it's not. That's proper beer. Lucky something. I bought it. My mum stopped drinking at the same time, and Lucky beer, non-alcoholic. Lucky Saint. Lucky Stripe is proper beer. No, Lucky Saint. Oh, I didn't realise they did bottles. I was literally talking to my mum about this yesterday, and I said, the thing that I think pushes me more towards the Corona is that it's in a bottle, and that feels more like I'm going to get a bottle of beer out of the fridge, because I would always choose a bottle. Ah, interesting. Okay, I'm totally ordering some of these bottles, and I'm going to split them with my mum. My mum said specifically as well that the Lucky Saint, this is very specific niche content for those of you interested, especially because I feel like hardly anybody drinks beer. I know that they do, but whenever I talk about it, people are like I've never been a Prosecco fan. I like a cocktail, but I like a sour cocktail. And I think that's still out there. I think I'm going to find some really good sour mocktails, because I love the like sweet and sour type taste. And beer, they're the things that I would drink. So this is going to be quite niche, but for those interested, or for those of you who have family members who drink lager, Lucky Saint, my mum said she feels that the cloudiness of the beer also, she really likes when you put it in a glass. And she just bought some clean spirits. And there was one that I tasted that was kind of like a whiskey substitute, and it has like a mouthfeel and a burn. It must be ginger. After the fact that if you mix it with things, you get that kind of feeling. There's so many more things available now if you decide to be like sober curious, even if you're not going to cut it out completely. Yeah, if anyone's interested, I'll talk more about it, and I'll go through some stuff that I've been really enjoying. But it is one of those things that I feel like people don't want to hear people aren't drinking, because it makes them think about why they're drinking, because I get that completely. Because otherwise it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. But when someone stops doing something, it does make you think about what you're doing. Like if my best friend went on like a real health kick, I would suddenly start thinking, well, maybe I should. Like, what am I drinking, and what am I eating, and why am I not doing this? So I think it just kind of holds a light up to something that none of us are particularly comfortable with. But, you know, you do you. I don't care what anybody else does. But if you are interested, I have some recommendations. So yeah, let me know if you'd be interested in that. Food-wise, weirdly, after just saying ginger, the Border Dark Chocolate Ginger Biscuit. I'm getting to the point where I'm eating like 3 of these a day. They're just so good. They're like thin. I love that they're individually wrapped. I'm sure that's terrible for the environment, but honestly, I don't care. I love that they're individually wrapped, because I have such an issue with soft biscuits. You know, with like, not stale, but like they've been out. If someone opens a pack of biscuits and leaves them for a day, I want to punch them in the face. The other day I went to get a packet of biscuits, and I will try and take some from the middle, because no one else in this house cares about soft biscuits. They'll just leave the packet open. So I'll try and take some from like a couple in, because I want them to be like hard, crispy biscuits. Someone had opened both ends of the packet of biscuits. That's just torturous behaviour. So individually wrapped, also covered in dark chocolate, which that helps to maintain the like crispy crispiness, because I'm sure that the chocolate must just like absorb anything out of the biscuit. And it's like a really fiery ginger. It's so nice. They are so delicious. but sometimes you can't just have one. Just a warning. Right, the last thing I want to talk about is the book I'm reading. Partially to continue to hold me accountable to read this book. I am now very nearly halfway through. Listen, this is my first book of the year / decade. I used to read books all the time. The last physical book I read was Yes Please by Amy Poehler, and I used to read books all the time, constantly. Used to read books while walking to work, like actually while walking to work, on the bus, on the train, on my lunch break when I worked at Meadow Hall. I used to, I mean, God, when I was pregnant with Ella, I was voracious. I read the entire Shopaholic series when I was pregnant with Ella. I've always loved to read. And then something about, when I was listening to the Amy Poehler book, when I was reading the Amy Poehler book, she referenced the audiobook in that book. She said something like, if you're listening to the audio version or in the audio version, and I was like, what's that now? What do you mean? And so my obsession with Audible was born, and I never looked back. I have not read a physical book ever since then. So I also then downloaded the audiobook and listened to it again. I've listened to that book many, many times since. I do tend to like autobiographies because I like them read by the person that is telling their own story. But I've struggled to get into novels, into fiction. And so as a result, I've not really read a lot of fiction in the last 10 years. A few here and there have broken through, but not, like, in the grand scheme, we're probably talking less than 20% of the books that I've listened to, of hundreds, have been fiction. And I really want to write a book this year. I have an idea, I have a solid idea in my head. And I'm going to be good. I'm going to be like easy on myself. I know that it's not going to be great. I'm a novice. I have no professional training in this arena. I may pay for someone to edit it. These are all things for way down the line, but I have an idea, and I feel like if I don't do it, it'll just be like one of those undone things. And so I'm kind of saying to myself, listen, you can write the book, you can publish it yourself on Amazon, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be, this is the first one, and this is a real novice thing. It's not like a professional book. So I really want to do it, but in order to do that, I feel like I need to read more books. I need to have more experience of reading fiction, and I want to actually read the books, see how things are laid out, see how people kind of structure a story, all of those things. And in the meantime, I'm hoping to try to strengthen my attention muscle a little bit, which is hard anyway. But I had it once, so it's not like it would be easy. Like if I'd never been a reader, it would be easy for me to think, well, the ADHD of it all will make this impossible. But I know I did, and I know that when I'm focused on something that I'm really enjoying, I can lock in. I just need to find that place. And I don't think this was a great start. I think I should have started with something easier. Because fantasy was something that I really struggled with in audio form, because I think I need to read it in my own head. So I picked fantasy because it was the one type of fiction that I knew I couldn't listen to. I couldn't get into it as an audiobook. But I think I probably should have gone like mystery, or because this is so removed. It's supernatural. It's so removed from normality that it isn't as easy a read as I thought it was going to be. It's also YA. It's also young adult, so I thought I was going easy. And it's not the shortest book, so I don't know. I don't think I picked the best book to start off with, but I'm halfway through. I'm really enjoying the story. I've never watched The Hunger Games, but I feel like this has borrowed things. It's been like somewhat inspired by it, because all these people from different realms, there's like a magical realm made up of lots of realms. And all these people from different realms have sent their leaders to compete in this kind of games, this like 100 days of games. And at the end of it, some people will die and there'll be like a victor and all these curses will be broken. It's very, very fantasy, which is really unusual for the stuff that I would read. But I don't know. I think as well it's so trendy that I was like, I want to read the things that people are reading. And I don't know if it's for me, but I'm determined to finish it. I am enjoying it. but it's been harder going than I thought it was going to be. Also, I love this little light, but it's very bright, right? I think, I don't know, if it's probably not obvious how bright this is because we're in the daylight now, but the whole point of this light is I can read while Lee is sleeping next to me. And we used to watch TV at night and we don't anymore. He puts his headphones in and he can like listen to something while he goes to bed, but he prefers a dark room. So we just like weaned ourselves off watching TV. And I just go to bed in silence, which is what in the world? Wait till Emma finds out about this, because it's been an ongoing joke that when we stay over in hotels together, she's like, you always have to be entertained. Which is true. Even while I'm sleeping, I would have to put in headphones to listen to a TV show to go to sleep. I couldn't have silence. I have darkness, but not silence. Whereas now, I don't know. Anything can happen. We can change. But the light is so bright. Like it's brighter than my phone light. So if anyone could recommend one that's like a little bit less oppressive for the person sleeping next to you, I would love to hear it. And I'm not interested in Kindle. If someone, I know you can get Kindle on your phone. I don't want to have a device in my hand. I want the actual physical book. And I definitely don't want my phone in my hand. I was talking to my mum about this the other day though, and she, I think, probably would quite like a Kindle. So if anyone can recommend a good like starter Kindle, let me know, because I think I'm probably going to get that for her birthday. Anyway, man alive, this has been such a long rambling one, but hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you had the time. Hopefully you're not stuck under something heavy and cannot turn this off. But if you are, hopefully the next video that you watch is also mine, because that works really well for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and check out my vlog channel, because I will be vlogging our entire Disney trip very soon. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.